Hello everybody, it's Reverend Jack, and I just got back from the District Attorney's office concerning the false report to the SPCA, and I wanted to update everybody, especially the pagan community and the gay community, as to what we ran into. When we went down to the District Attorney's office to file a complaint, which I had spoke to their secretary, and she told me that I had good reason to contact them and that I could get some help through the District Attorney's office, and was scheduled an appointment with a young woman called Patty. And I had all my evidence all collected together and everything, but when we got down to the District Attorney's office, a county detective named Willie Weber, that used to be a Williamsport police officer, who had at one time told me that he would never do anything for me except arrest me. He came out, and I didn't even speak with the young lady that I was supposed to speak to. She came out, but she sat down in a chair, and we weren't even taken back and spoken with. And another man came out along with Willie Weber and this Patty, and they didn't even look at the evidence that we had brought with us, and they pretty much blew it off. And at first they said, well, it was harassment. Then Weber says, well, it's a civil thing. And the district attorney said, the gentleman that spoke, the woman we were supposed to speak to, she didn't open her mouth. She just sat there like a bump on the wall. Said that take it to a district magistrate, since he determined it to be simple harassment. And he said, but I doubt that the magistrate would take the case either, which is clearly, in my opinion, was clearly and simply his way of telling me that they didn't want to deal with it simply because of Weber's influence. And in the past, I have, because I know my rights and things, have publicly humiliated Detective Weber. And I'm calling him Detective Weber only because that is a title that they gave him. In my opinion, he derailed everything simply because, number one, I'm gay. Number two, I am not Christian. And in my opinion, and I have seen and heard of the racial profiling Weber has done in the past, before when he was a city police officer and everything. He has racially profiled people. If he doesn't like you, he selectively uses law enforcement. If he doesn't like you, he will do nothing for you. And a couple years back, he blatantly told me to my face that he would never do anything but arrest me. For what? I don't know. But he made it very clear then that he would do nothing to assist me, even if I was a victim, which I am a victim right now, and so is my partner, of a false report. In my opinion, had I done what Warren Clark has done, Sr., as proof by the guy from the SPCA, even though he was a bigot, even he admitted that it was harassment. But the district attorney's office apparently is saying that if you're gay or you're a pagan, it's okay for people to harass you and make false reports to agencies about you, and they will stand by because of Weber and not do anything about it. So, at this point, I am going to pursue this further. I will be calling state representatives and inform them as to the outcome of this, because this was clearly a setup, because I was to meet with Patty, an assistant DA, from what I was told. And the secretary told me that when I had originally called, right after this SPCA visit took place and we had collected the evidence, that we should bring it down and we could at least file a private complaint, if not their office file a complaint. And when this gentleman, who I don't even recall him, he said his name so fast, they didn't even want to look at the evidence, and when we tried to explain the circumstances, they didn't even want to hear anything. They were not interested in seeing or hearing any evidence whatsoever. They had made their decision that because, in my opinion, because whoever came out with them, there was no reason for a county detective to come out and say anything or get involved until a complaint was filed. And he came out with them. It was, in my opinion, painfully clear that from the past, because I stand up to him and I have publicly humiliated him when he was violating my rights or somebody else's rights, that this was his payback. As he has stated before, he would do nothing for me but arrest me, simply because I know my rights and will not allow him to push me around when he was a Williamsport police officer. And most of the people in this town will tell you or believe him to be a bigot. Just like he has profiled, and he told me when he was a city agent, they call them instead of detectives, to my face when I went to speak to about something one time. His statement was, "I will do nothing for you but arrest you when I get the chance." It's been a couple years since he said that, and he's been promoted up to a county detective. Here we go with bigotry prevailing in Lycoming County and Williamsport. So you can't do anything if you're a homosexual or you are a pagan in order to get justice, even through the district attorney's office, as long as people like him are involved. I am going to pursue this by calling some of the state representatives, and I'm going to inform everybody here, and also a group locally here in Williamsport, because I am not afraid. They cannot intimidate me. They call themselves Williamsport Today, and they want you to know the things that the city of Williamsport doesn't want you to know about the bigotry and the profiling that goes on in this town. It's called Williamsport Today. They asked me to be their spokesperson. They bring me the topics, or if it's a topic I feel needs to be brought up, then I do bring it up on that channel here on YouTube. The SPCA videos are uploaded there, and I will upload this video there as well, so that people that are coming in to or thinking of moving to Lycoming County, and specifically Williamsport, Pennsylvania, know if you are not white, Christian, and basically a bigot,